depends. It really depends on how your team is structured. So, in these big businesses where they might have what we call a sales development team or a business development rep team, and then an AE or a sales team, what they tend to have is they tend to have two separate motions. They tend to have a lead status motion where the team are reaching out and creating leads and working on leads. And then when it becomes ready for an opportunity, so there's usually some sort of qualifications that they'll usually have a specific pain, they're looking for an impact that you can solve for, then they might be put into an opportunity for a rep to deal with. However, if you are a smaller business, separating these out sometimes doesn't make sense. And it might be that if you think, because if you guys are the sellers, if you think somebody is ready and you want them to put them into a first opportunity stage or deal stage, and we often call this stage zero, like a discovery phase. Don't consider that in your forecasting, but you can create that stage. That works for smaller businesses.
Mm. Yeah, I think for me, whenever I've worked at any of my startups, qualifying has always been that hardest bit. And a lot of the companies that I'm speaking to at the minute are really struggling with their S0, so stage zero, earlier stage to stage two, kind of those low pipeline conversion rates, because I feel like A's often have one call with someone, they're getting happy ears and they're just, putting it into pipeline, and that's really affecting those conversion rates. So one thing that I really urge is on that first meeting, I did a bit of a series about this on my LinkedIn around, is this actually a real initiative that's going to impact some kind of positive business outcome, right? Every deal now, every piece of software, anything you sell is going to be scrutinized from the top down, whether that's your CFO, your CEO, CPO, whoever it is, it's going to land on their desk and they're going to need to sign it off. If your champion or the person who's, booked this call with you or chatting with you, if they've not even considered that route of how they're even going to prove that value that's going to impact either efficiency, churn, or revenue, personally, I think you have a science project. I wouldn't necessarily put that in pipe. So again, I think it's just being really honest with yourself, trying to ask those discovery questions on that first call from that first meeting. What's their CEO talking about in their town hall that might link to this? Like, it's a very simple question, and often it really stumps people because they're only thinking about their team and they're not thinking about the wider business. And that will really give you an insight into, is this you just looking around at software because you were a bit annoyed one day with something, or is this actually a real initiative that's going on?